So picture this. You walk into a massive sports bar on a Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Best place to be.
Right. And there are like 16 different games playing on 16 different screens simultaneously.
With absolutely zero lag.
Exactly. And no tangled nightmare of cords anywhere. I mean, at home, setting up just one TV is basically plugging a screen into a wall and, adding a streaming box.
And even that can be a headache sometimes.
For real. So how do they pull off this synchronized magic without a massive spaghetti monster of cables behind the bar?
Well, that is the illusion. To get that seamless experience, you basically have to completely rip out the off-the-shelf consumer cords.
Like the ones you just buy at a big box store.
Yeah, exactly. You replace them with this hidden, highly customized infrastructure.
Which is exactly our mission for this deep dive.
Right.
We are exploring the commercial-grade tech that powers these massive multi-screen setups. And let's start right at the foundation, the cables themselves.
The physical lifelines of the whole operation.
Right, because looking at these specs for Liberty Cable Systems, AV installers aren't buying pre-cut cords at all.
Not even close.
They're buying these massive spools of raw wire, like a 250-foot reel-in box, and building their own custom-length HDMI cables right there on site.
Yeah, using this patented twin ribbon design, which is super flexible.
Okay, but let's unpack this. If HDMI is just a digital signal, literally ones and zeros, why does length matter at all?
It's a really common misconception.
Right. Shouldn't it just either work perfectly or not work at all? Why go through the hassle of building a custom cable when you could just buy a really long one?
I mean, it's a great question because you'd think digital is bulletproof.
Yeah.
But those electrical pulses actually physically degrade over distance.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. A standard high-speed HDMI signal naturally maxes out around 5 meters.
Okay, so that's like 16 feet.
Right. Push it to 6 to 9 meters, and your pristine 4K sports broadcast drops to standard 1080p high definition.
Right, it just downgrades itself.
Exactly. And go beyond 10 meters. And those ones and zeros get so smeared and weak that the TV literally cannot read them without an extender or a booster.
Ah, so if you just string a standard 50-foot cable across the ceiling, you're practically guaranteed a fuzzy picture or just a blank screen.
A totally blank screen. By cutting the cable to the exact inch needed, installers prevent that signal loss. Plus, these commercial cables use heavy-duty triple shielding.
Which is important because...
Well, think about it. A sports bar is full of digital noise. You've got microwaves, hundreds of cell phones, neon lights.
Oh, right. So much interference.
Exactly. That physical shielding acts like a lead vest, blocking outside electromagnetic interference from scrambling those delicate ones and zeros.
Okay, so we've got our perfectly measured, heavily shielded cables, but they all have to connect somewhere.
Right, they need a brain.
Yeah, they feed into this central hub called an HDMI matrix switcher. I'm looking at these Wolfpack models, like a 16x16 matrix. Honestly, though, how is a 16x16 matrix actually different from just buying a basic HDMI splitter online and plugging it into a wall?
Well, what's fascinating here is the independence. A splitter is basically a one-trick pony. It takes one source, say, the local football game, and just duplicates that exact same feed to 16 different screens.
Okay, so everyone watches the exact same thing.
Right, but a matrix switcher is more like a classic telephone switchboard operator.
Oh, like pulling the physical plugs and manually connecting different callers.
Exactly, but doing it completely digitally and instantly. A 16x16 matrix takes 16 completely different cable boxes or satellite feeds and can route any single one of them to any of the 16 screens independently.
That is wild.
Yeah, you can have 16 different games on 16 screens or send one game to 5 screens and 5 other games to the rest, all simultaneously.
Without any crossed wires.
None at all.
But, I mean, that introduces a huge problem, doesn't it? Routing dozens of intersecting signals like a switchboard operator sounds incredibly complex.
It definitely can be.
Because you've got a busy bartender who just needs to put the local hockey game on TV number 4. They don't have an engineering degree. Are they supposed to punch in complex, like, RS-232 hex commands while pouring a beer?
No, no, no. That is the brilliance of how these systems are designed. It's all about layered control.
Layered control. How so?
The complexity is hidden based on who is actually using it. When the AV installer first builds the system, they use deep TCP/IP network protocols to integrate the switcher into the building's main control system, like Crestron or whatever.
Ah, so they do the heavy lifting up front, setting the rules of the road.
Exactly. So by the time the bartender comes in for their shift, all that complexity is totally invisible.
I just want the easy button.
Right. They just grab an iPad, open a free app, tap TV4, and tap hockey. That's it. The software translates that simple tap into the complex routing commands the Matrix needs behind the scenes.
That completely changes how you experience a sports bar. Next time you are out watching a game, take a second to look at that wall of synchronized screens.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible when you know what's happening.
Behind the drywall is this hidden web of perfectly measured, triple shielded lifelines, all being commanded by a digital switchboard operator.
It really is a masterclass in making highly complex engineering look completely effortless to the everyday user.
It totally is. And, it leaves you with something to ponder.
What's that?
Well, if local bars require this level of complex, custom-built AV infrastructure just to function today, what will standard home entertainment wiring look like a decade from now?
Oh, that's a great point.
Right. As we add more screens and more devices to our houses, will we all have a mini matrix hidden in our walls? Keep that in mind next time you marvel at a flawless wall of TVs.